recurrent brain tumors. Radiosurgery New York specializes in non-invasive radiosurgery. First in New York with painless, fractionated brain radiosurgery, we have decades of expertise in brain tumor treatment. Hi, I'm Dr. Gil Lederman. Critical to every patient, every family are results and quality of life while avoiding radical surgery. Our brain radiosurgery may be used even if prior surgery, chemo, or radiation didn't work. And our radiosurgery experience includes treating thousands with brain metastasis, glioblastomas, acoustic neuromas, meningiomas, pituitary tumors, glomus tumors, and more. With no cutting, no bleeding. Our brain tumor treatment is outpatient with most insurances, Medicare, Medicaid accepted. A fresh second opinion could change your life. For brain tumor treatment, call 212-CHOICES. 212-CHOICES. Radiosurgery New York. Super conveniently located in Manhattan at 38th and Broadway. Call 212-CHOICES. 212-CHOICES to hit the brain tumor.
Welcome back to the Radiosurgery Hour. This is Rob Redstone here with Dr. Gil Lederman at the WABC studios in the heart of New York City. We're just a few steps from the Radiosurgery New York Cancer Treatment Center on Broadway and 38th Street. Dr. Lederman, the leading cancer expert, treats prostate cancer non-invasively. He was the first in New York with fractionated brain radiosurgery, and he's the first in America and in the Western Hemisphere with body radiosurgery. Hey, Dr. Lederman, we're back.
We're back with more information about vitamin C, because vitamin C is where this vitamin craze all started.
Gotcha.
So do you take orange juice for vitamin C when you have a cold?
I was told that's a good remedy.
And what do you think?
I don't know. I don't believe it, no. I was told by my mother years ago, if you treat a cold, it lasts 2 weeks, and if you don't, it lasts 14 days.
Really? So why don't you listen to her and stop with this orange juice? You're getting all these calories from the orange juice.
Yeah, that's what it is.
So anyway, then the University of Toronto researchers gave vitamin C or placebo sugar pills to 3,500 people, and again, there was no benefit, even if you got 2,000 milligrams a day. And in Netherlands, they got 600 volunteers, same thing. They gave multivitamins or placebo, no difference. There's 15 studies that show vitamin C doesn't treat the common cold, but I think people are out there doing it. And
Doctor, what about those tablets people put in their drinks, like Airborne, when they're feeling a cold coming on?
I use that one.
Yeah. Now, do you guys think that
well,
that
I'm
works?
telling you the data. There's no data here. So the study after study shows if you infect the person or not. It's $1 billion industry that someone here is supporting. We won't say who. And you should really look at the data. So when Pauling was confronted by all this information about vitamin C not working for the cold, what did he do?
Covered it up?
No, then he made bigger claims, and his bigger claims were that it would cure cancer.
Okay.
So he wouldn't stop. He kept on going and going and going. In 1971, he said vitamin C would cause a 10% decrease in deaths from cancer. And in 1977, he said that 75% decrease in the rate of cancers would come from vitamin C alone.
Is that all cancers or just...
From cancers, yes. And a further decrease with other nutritional supplements. He said that cancer would be in the rear view mirror. He said Americans would live longer, life expectancy would be 100, 110 years, and in the course of time, the maximum age might be 150 years.
The bold statement.
Okay. So it caught a lot of attention because he was a Nobel Prize winner, and people respected him. And cancer survivors and cancer patients got on the bandwagon and started doing these things. Many did, not everybody, but many things. And so there was a famous doctor, Charles Mertel, at Mayo Clinic that took 150 cancer patients and gave half 10 grams of vitamin C a day, and the other half got nothing. So it was a controlled experiment. Half, yes, huge doses of vitamin C, half didn't. And guess what happened?
Go for it, Rob.
Both groups got sick equally.
Yes, there was no difference. So huge doses of vitamin C to cancer patients. He concluded, quote, Mortel, we were unable to show a therapeutic benefit for high-dose vitamin C. And Pauling was outraged. He was outraged. And he wrote an angry letter to the New England Journal of Medicine, which published the study, and said Mertel missed the point. Of course, vitamin C didn't work. He treated patients that already had chemotherapy. Pauling should use vitamin C only if they had no prior chemotherapy.
Okay, gotcha.
Well, Pauling took on a stubborn guy, and so what do you think the next study was?
I can't say.
Well, they took another study that people who didn't get chemotherapy. Okay. So they took cancer patients who had no chemotherapy and did the same study, and cancer patients with measurable disease, so it means they had a nodule of cancer somewhere. They gave them half vitamin C, half no vitamin C. They then measured the effect on that nodule, and guess what happened?
Rob, you want to take this one?
I'm going to guess nothing happened.
Right.
Nothing happened. No benefit happened. There was no change in the cancer, no matter whether you got vitamin C, you had no vitamin C, you had prior chemo, you had no prior chemo. It was nothing. It was the big bust.
So basically it really does not work, huh?
It does not work, and there's been subsequent studies that looked at vitamin C for cancer and the big goose egg.
Nothing.
So hopefully it can save a lot of people a lot of money by listening to this. But Pauling wasn't finished. Yeah, next he said you had to take vitamin C, massive doses of vitamin A and E. Now, what about A and E, Rob? Do you remember what kind of vitamins those are?
Those are fat-soluble vitamins.
So what happens when you take massive doses of fat-soluble vitamins?
I guess you get fat now.
No, it gets stored in the fat. I mean,
right.
Vitamin C, if you take massive amounts of it, generally what happens to that vitamin C?
You urinate it out.
Right, so it goes in the Hudson River and the fish get it. And the fish get very pricey water. But the fat-soluble vitamins, I think they're A, D, E, and K, right? They get stored in the body, so you can't get rid of them. So you get massive doses, and you can get a lot of side effects, a lot of harm. So Pauling said that vitamins and supplements would cure heart disease, mental disease, pneumonia, hepatitis, polio, TB, measles, mumps, chickenpox, meningitis, shingles. Could spend the rest of the hour talking about this. And Time magazine said, had a cover, The Real Power of Vitamins. So you can imagine what this did to the vitamin industry.
Sure.
Right? And manufacturers, the National Nutrition Food Association, thought this was their biggest luck. They called the article a watershed event for the industry. Because you can imagine if Time magazine was behind it and Pauling was behind it, it took off. But the studies, again, failed to support Pauling. And they just couldn't get over the fact that studies didn't support it. So the next thing was antioxidants.
Right.
And I, as a cancer doctor, often hear patients who are talking about get on the antioxidants. You know, we need to get the antioxidants. We need to do something to balance the body. We have this cancer because of antioxidants.
Sure.
And so oxidation versus antioxidation was viewed as good versus bad. And oxidation creates scavengers called free radicals, and you talk to many cancer patients, and they don't want their free radicals going around their body, and they don't want oxidation. They want antioxidation. And free radicals can damage DNA and cell membranes and arteries, and they've been linked to aging, cancer, and heart disease. And so the body makes its own antioxidants, right? And many people think they have to have more antioxidants. And, of course, studies show that if you eat more fruits and vegetables, you have a lower incidence of cancer and heart disease. So the logic is if fruits and vegetables help, then you should start getting antioxidants and change the balance in your body, right?
Yeah.
So what do they teach you in medical school, Rob, about taking antioxidants?
Well, I can tell you that my primary doctor, told me to have some antioxidants.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh,
now,
my
is that,
God.
Rob, is that the antioxidants you see on a can of iced tea? Or now...
I think he was talking about specific vitamins.
Okay, well, let's look at some studies now.
Yeah.
Let's see what's going on in this world. So in 1994, the National Cancer Institute, so prestigious organization, associated with Finland's National Public Health Institute, studied 29,000 men.
It's a lot of men.
So it's a lot of men, prestigious institution, studied 29,000 long-term smokers.
Okay.
So they would be at high risk for cancer.
Sure.
and they were all more than 50 years of age. So they were looking at high-risk people because they wanted to see whether this proposed treatment worked. And they were also chosen because not only were they at risk for cancer, but heart disease. And they were given vitamin E, beta-carotene, both or neither.
Okay. What happened?
Well, you tell me. You're in medicine.
Yeah, come on, Rob.
So if you take vitamin, it sounds pretty good, right? Vitamin E,
Yeah.
keratin, both or neither.
Could live forever with that combination.
That's what you'd think, right?
There's gotta be a twist here.
Okay, well, the twist is that the men who were taking vitamins and supplements were more likely to die from lung cancer and from heart disease than the people who didn't take them. Terrible. So it was exactly the opposite of what every researcher thought would happen.
Right.
Okay, everyone thought, wow, how innocuous is antioxidants? Well, the fact is they're dangerous.
Mm-hmm.
And the people out there taking them are at a higher chance of dying, not a lower chance of dying.
Shocking.
So it's exactly the opposite. Okay, so a great center in America, the Fred Hutchinson Cancer Institute in Seattle, associated with the University of Washington. So another great center.
Definitely.
Studied 18,000 men who had been 18,000 people who had been exposed to asbestos, and they were at risk for lung cancer, right?
Yeah.
So they gave these people vitamin A, beta-carotene, both or neither. And they stopped the study. Why? Why would they stop a study early?
Maybe it's because they saw no results, so clearly it wasn't working.
Or
they were getting worse, yeah.
Right.
Yeah, well, actually, it's the opposite. Usually if you see no results, then you keep on going.
Right.
It's not
Wait
one
for
way or another.
results, yeah.
When you stop a study, usually it means there's a danger sign.
Yeah.
Right? It's a danger sign. So you had 18,000 people on this study with beta-carotene, vitamin A, both or neither. And so what changed with the cancer rate?
Well, I guess the ones who got both had the highest rate of the cancer.
They had dying from cancer increased by 28%.
Wow.
That's terrible.
And dying from heart disease increased by 17%.
I'm shocked.
Aren't you shocked? I mean, you've been through 3 years of medical school.
Yeah.
You're an intelligent man. You've lived in American society. You read the papers, the journals, listen to the news. John, have you ever heard this information?
I've never, no.
So it's like concealed.
Yeah.
You know, if people only knew that going to the health food store and getting all these vitamins was increasing your risk of dying.
I would certainly think the opposite.
Isn't it incredible?
Yeah.
There's another study yet. In 2004, the University of Copenhagen took 14 randomized studies involving 170,000 people, okay, of people who took vitamin A, C, E, beta-carotene to see if antioxidants could prevent intestinal cancers.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? The answer is no, it didn't prevent gastrointestinal cancers, but it increased overall mortality. What does that mean, it increased mortality, Rob?
More of them died.
Yeah, it increases your death rate. So people who took vitamins A, C, E, and beta-carotene were at increased risk of dying, not less risk of dying. Do you think we're selling vitamins on this show?
Yeah. I don't think the vitamin industry appreciates us.
If someone tunes into the show, are they going to think that we're selling vitamins? We're almost at the end of the show. We haven't talked a lot about specific cases, and I had lots of interesting cases this week. I urge you to call us at 212-CHOICES during the week or other times if you have questions. The purpose of the show today was really to bring out information that sometimes things that we do to try to help us actually hurt us.
Right.
And just because you hear that antioxidants or this or that, a theory may be beneficial, there's facts out there, and we have to go by the facts, and we should live our life by the facts. And this show is really dedicated to that woman and her husband who have rectal cancer, who I urge to get great care and try to save the life. Even now, there's a chance to save the life now. So thank you. We have another show, 2 shows tomorrow, WOR, at 6 a.m. and 9 p.m. Rob and John, thank you very much, and thank you, listeners.
Thanks, Dr. Lederman.
Thank you.
Thanks for tuning in to the Radiosurgery Hour with Dr. Gil Lederman and myself. If you have questions before next week's show, just contact Dr. Lederman at 212-CHOICES. That's 212-246-4237. That's 212-246-4237. This is Rob Redstone. Till next week.